I think we can start. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our webinar about the future of travel from the perspective of OTAs. Let me introduce you our participant today, Mr. Buzz Lemons, CEO of Hotel Planner and Meeting.com, co-founder of Booking.com, and many more online travel companies. We can say that he's a super entrepreneur. And my name is Emre Özkur, HIS Travel Regional Manager, Japan-based travel company. If you are ready, let's start. At present, travel agents have two categories of travelers for their revenue. Corporate business travelers still rely on travel agencies, and in the consumer segment, holiday packages and custom itinerary planning services, especially with tour guides, which are creating revenue for travel agencies. The profitability of travel agencies are getting less every year, especially small-scale agencies are stuck between mass market players and global OTAs. In this webinar, I would like to learn about the future of travel agencies from an online-based entrepreneur's eyes. Also try to understand the first baby steps of an OTA. Mr. Lemons, welcome again to our webinar.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome. Now, you are leading world's biggest online meeting room booking engine, hotelplanner.com and meetings.com. You concentrated on a niche product. Is this a clue for startups to be successful in OTA business? How was your business going on in this field, excluding Corona effect? This is my first question.
All right. Hotel Planner is around already since 2003, founded by Tim Henschel and Mr. Prince. The good thing is they concentrated on one product, and I believe if you want to be very successful in the online travel space, you have to be very good at one product. And for Hotel Planner, this is groups and meetings and events, and there they really specialized in. And what I really liked when I joined the company 2 years ago is that their technology was really good, and they really constantly made it better. So they concentrate on one product, and they want to be the best in it. And for all people listening, what we do is we do all the groups for companies like Hotels.com, Expedia, Kayak, Priceline. We do for a lot of travel agents are using our platform to book a group. And what we're really good at is automating this business. And as everything I do, and also with the partners I have now, is what we try to do, how can you really let technology do the manual work, what you don't want to do? I give an example, for instance, if you want to go to Amsterdam, for instance, with 5 or 6 people, or with 10 people, why should we shoot off an email to the hotel comes back for a quote, and then you can make the booking. What we try to do, and we are doing very successfully, is we automate that. So the availability and rates are already there for the group, so you can book it directly. And that's, I think, if you ask what are the baby steps, even before that, what you have to try to do is make it simple as you like it yourself. How can I book something in 3 clicks? And this is not only technology, but it's really the people behind it who really have contacted hotels, explain it over and over again, and really let them embrace your product. And I keep explaining that. And that really helps you to stay in the time where we are now. For instance, people are, probably everybody has an iPhone, for instance. You don't want to wait. Even if you have kids, if the game doesn't download, they will take the other game. So if you have to wait 3 to 5 days to get a response back, it's gone. The client will be gone, will not be happy. And that I believe in. If you really want to be successful in this space, you have to work on that one. And usability, client is first. And I think that's really important. Yeah. And even in this time, even if I elaborate on the crisis we had, now it is going already for 3 months, you have to adapt changes. If something doesn't work or if something goes down, and this, of course, is a really big crisis, then you have to see, okay, what can I do to recover with my partners if travel picks up, to get the clients back into my hotel, or that they book via us. And even funny to say, if we talking about today about travel agents are now very important because people are insecure about where can I go to? Is the hotel ready, clean? Can I go there with my family? All these questions they have now, there's where the travel agent really can help. So we see, for instance, a big increase that people are calling us. So that's really, with it being online, people start calling us.
But you are not just pretending like an OTA, but also you provide offline services. Before your management, meetings.com was just meeting room provider, and now pretend like a MICE company. How do you think about this variation of online and offline together?
What we do, of course, we are merely 90% an online company, but if you see that behavior of a client change, we adapt to it. So what we did is very fast. When first of all, of course, going back to March, we saw the revenue going back to zero, to 90% year to year. But but our call center and our service team had to really cancel a lot of bookings, had to pay money back, and we did it successfully. But also speaking to the clients, we rebooked a lot of bookings for coming year. So we I think 38% of our bookings from the period April, May, June, July, we rebooked to October, November, December. So and then we ramped up our call center team too, because we saw this is really successful if you really are close with your client. You cannot adapt that online because online will say, okay, hotel is closed by. But we can say, hey, the hotel will be opened again in October, November. So rebook it. We see also a lot of weddings we do. So meetings.com and Hotel Planner is two different brands with the same platform. But we are really powering a lot of different affiliates, we call that, websites like Wedding Wire, Wedding Not. And it's really a lot of weddings still will happen this year. The only thing we guide them to say, okay, rebook it for September, October, November, December, or 2021. So we don't lose the booking, but we're really helping them. So that's where I think, pretty successful. And our team was really on it right away. Contacted hotels, contacted clients. And of course, we had to also let people go. But we are now, I think, the first company worldwide. We are hiring a lot of people this week. Because we see that people are coming back. There's more knowledge about the virus, but also we see that we need our people to constantly inform all our partners, and it could be hotels, it can be our clients, etc., and seek where things are going, because the travel is changing.
Yeah, but you are now it's a game changer, meetings.com. But we know that you are co-founder of Booking.com also. So you like to change the games.
What I like to do is when we started Booking.com, the only thing what we saw the problem. Why can I not book easily an hotel? Why not? Why do I have to call the hotel, wait, fax that time? Confirmation took me forever. So our goal was, how can we make it easy by the use of internet to book a room in the less steps as possible? And secondly, that we really help the guests that they know they have the best price, so they're not like searching around, etc. Okay. And lastly, that the hotels, what we could do, and even with this company, and even out of a crisis, because I had like 4 crises already the last 22 years. I worked in the travel industry. But every time, if you're a healthy, good company, you have a good team. I always say you need 4 T's. You need a good team. You need to make money. Healthy company. We are. You need.
That's going to be That's going to be my question for you. Actually, it was my 3rd question, but let me ask you. You have a 4T strategy. I know. We can just see the front side of your business, but I believe back office systems and organization structure are very important too. Yeah. As an entrepreneur who started up many OTAs until now, what are the key factors to make an OTA successful? As you said, you have a 4T strategy. Can you please explain us about that?
Yeah, the 4T strategy is one. For instance, it has to work. I don't care. My technology team or our technology team has to make sure the website doesn't break down, booking goes okay, there's no errors, everything like that. It has to work, and but also don't we not always building our own software. And I always say to travel agents, use somebody else's software. If we build a good software, you can get a license from us and you can use our software, and we will build every day on it. Secondly, you need a good team. If you don't have a good team, it stops right away. So you need people with different disciplines, and it could be salespeople, there can be hustlers, I call it, who do nice things we never think about, good marketing people, data people, salespeople, good service people will really take care of the client, and that makes it happen. And the team has to have the same goal and the same vision. So even you have to tell it over again to your team where you want to go to, what is important. Traction, the third T. Traction means revenue, make money. If you are in the travel industry, you have to make money and also have a healthy profit. And exactly you see it now with this crisis, all the companies who don't have cash on the bank or have not enough cash available, they will go down. So 1/3 of the travel companies will go down because they were spending too much cash, didn't make any profit. Of course, we can get some money from the government, but it will stop. So you need a healthy company to survive, because it's not this like more crises will happen. Sometimes not even like the virus crisis, but could say that there is a terrorist attack, or whatever happens. And the last T, and that's the most important one, is timing. Okay, I can have the best product, I can have the best team, the best technology, but nobody's waiting for it. It's gone. So sometimes you have to also be lucky. For the first company, for instance, Booking, we were really 9/11 happened. And why was that for us good after crisis? Because, okay, the airplanes, international travel was gone because nobody stepped in an airplane. But we were very good covered in Europe. So people took their car and went to a hotel. And those hotels I had contracted. So there was also luck that I really exploded with my growth, because we had all these individual hotels contracted, etc. And the same with this crisis too. We believe now it's local travel what will do the trick. People will take their car for one day, staycation, we call it, and people will not take the plane right now yet because it is uncertain. So people will go to, the Germans will go to Holland, the Dutch people go to Belgium or France, and there you have to do your marketing game. So that's
sorry to disturb, but I want to know the first steps of Booking.com, not the second, the third steps. Before you have the first step,
first step is just do it.
But starting is the point.
We're willing to fail. Okay, a lot of people ask me, some of the companies I had were very successful. I'm now also part of a successful company, but I also failed 5 companies because one of the things didn't work timing wise or traction. It means that I spent marketing money, but it didn't go through Booking. That we call conversion. But I try. If I see something, I try it. But also you have to have the ability to fail. And if you don't want to fail, don't start a company.
But it should be very challenging to convince big hotel chains to use your platform. How was the first contracts? I think you were the contractor of the company first, right?
Exactly. And
how you convince them?
Persistence. Pick up the phone, start calling. My brother had always a good thing. He said, you know, get the old phone books in 20 years ago. You don't have it anymore. We have Google now. But you start with the A, and if you cannot sell your product when you're at Z, stop the company. But pick up the phone, start calling, convince them, and even don't talk about technology. I won, for instance, the first company. I said to Italian hotels, "Do you like Dutch guests?" And they all said, yeah, I like Dutch guests. So, okay, I will bring you a Dutch guest. They didn't care about how the website worked or how they just want to have the Dutch guest. So sometimes you have to be inventive to sell your product. And I think the most important thing what I did the last 22 years is building relationship. Everybody I did business with, I can look straight in the eyes. I didn't fight with anybody. I was very honest about what I'm doing. So I think it's also persistence, but also you have to, and I made, of course, a contract where everybody now is not happy with, rate parity and this. I'm not stupid because I knew I'm a small company now, but I need a good contract. Because if I really go fast, then I will make a lot of reservations. and I don't have to every time go back to the hotel. Hey, I need the best price, etc. So you have to be creative and persistent. And I traveled my first year when we started. I was 365 days on the road, knocking on doors of the hotels, doing my sales pitch every day. And yes, you fail 99% of the time, but you have to keep pushing. Because if in this world, we are in the travel industry, and the travel industry is very hard because we're mostly selling a disappointment. People, they think they come into a 5-star hotel, oh, this is not a 5-star hotel. Or they go to London and they go to a hotel, 3-star, but they only pay £80. Oh, this is a small room. Yes. So it is always difficult, especially because we're a service product, that you do something positive. But the thing is, what we try to do is how can we help the client, take him by the hand, that he makes the right decision. And still, I think we are at the beginning. We are now 22 years, 25 years later on the internet, but still, I think a lot of things will happen to make it easier for the clients. Flights plus hotels.
I will ask those questions.
Okay, sorry.
I have it in my agenda. But I want to know just my last question about Booking.com to understand the baby steps. Now you explained us about the product, how you purchase, but how you market, how you find your clients, because you were unknown company that time.
We never spent till 2004, I believe. We didn't spend any CPC on Google. Of course, we're also lucky about timing that Google started, and they were also with a small group of people. We were very good at SEO, search engine optimization. We were very good in translation of websites. So we were the first one that you could read Turkish or you can read French. And there were only US companies that have English. So what we did, that we made it easy to find us on the search engines. And we were smart enough that we could really make ourselves visible on the search engine, where at that time was Alta Vista and Yahoo and other search engines. And what the perfect thing is, we didn't have any money. Nobody gave us.
You were 4 friends, right?
Yeah, we didn't have any money. So what we did is we said to other websites, use our product. So there was a guy with Eurobooking.com. He didn't have anything, but he used our bookings engine and he started marketing his brand. So we had over, I think, that time, 700, 800 affiliates, we call that. And we were busy with building the product and they did the marketing. And we only had to pay them when they made a booking. So there was no money out of our pocket, only when we get a booking. So we shared the revenue. And this company, Hotel Planner, does the same way. We do all the groups, so Hotels.com, Expedia, Agoda, Trivago. And when we make money, we pay them out. So then you can have a big amount of exposure without spending billions.
I see. That's very clever. Okay, then let's talk about the future. In one of your interviews, you said that internet is getting smaller.
Yeah.
There will just big platforms remain, and REST players will mainly connect these platforms through APIs. So it's going to be API world. Could you please explain us about this vision?
Okay. What everybody's seeing now already, people using WhatsApp, for instance. In China, they're using WeChat. And WeChat is a good example. I think 90% of the Chinese people are on WeChat. You can book there your pizza, you can book there your Uber, or there's Lyft, or another company, doesn't matter. You can do your bank things, blah, 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 blah. You can do a lot of stuff. Even same as Amazon. They are such a big marketplace where people are really used to, okay, I'm used to that my package comes to me by Amazon. Why can I not book my travel over there? I have my account over there. Everything is there, so why should I not can book my travel over there? So I think people are, and I see this also especially on the youth, they don't want to search 44 pages to get a good deal on a hotel in Istanbul, for instance. They just want to know, okay, I'm going to Istanbul, this is what I want, give me the good choices, and I book it. And especially by the platform they're used to, where they have the credit card over there already, etc. You see this also now with the Priceline group, Booking Holding. They have Priceline, they have Kayak, they have what do they have more? Rent a Car. They have Booking.com, and they see also, okay, all these brands are nice, but people want to have one platform where they can do everything. If I would go traveling, for instance, to Turkey for 20 days. I have to book with 20 websites. And if I want to cancel, I have to go back and it's a lot of work.
Yes.
People don't want it anymore because eventually is what we do. Travel is starting, and the flight is already there. It's a commodity, and you want to go from there to there, best price, whatever. Every OTA has all the hotels, or we use bed banks to get all the hotels. So everything is there. So you have to say, where is the user and which big platforms are really promoting this? And then you go to apps like what I believe in is WeChat is a very good example. I think there will be a lot of things happening with Amazon the coming 5 years because it's so powerful in all the consuming products. So they will also enter the space. Google, for instance, you have Hotel Finder, Flight Finder. They are getting into the space, not even for search anymore, but you can book everything on it. So you will see that the big players where a lot of people are used to work with and feel comfortable to work with, like Apple, for instance. If somebody has an Apple phone, I never thought about why do I have my credit card in there. I just have it because everything works. I do my apps. I pay with things. So that's what people want. They want to feel comfortable, that they also know everything is in one place. So I think we will not see another 20 more OTAs. We will see more that the big platforms are using the OTAs to serve all the products to their clients.
But it really makes sense for me that internet is getting smaller. It really makes sense. But isn't it risky for OTAs? Why hotels pay that much commission to OTAs instead of going direct to those platforms? How do you think of the future of the typical OTA business?
Yeah, but that's something else. Okay, people think, oh yeah, I just have a platform and I connect hotels. That's it. No, it's really hard to get hotels to exactly deliver the good rates and the good price, good availability to you. So if I'm Amazon, I always say this. You can have even one. Mr. Bezos has 1,000 billion. But if you want to start a travel company tomorrow and we will hire 1,000 people, it will still take him 5 years. So he could buy one. That's true. But to get a relationship going with hotels or with car rental companies or with airlines takes time. I even saw this always. Okay, then the Americans, for instance, the Expedia came to Europe and they said, okay, we take over Europe. They couldn't do it. So they bought companies like Trivago, Venner. They missed booking. Bad luck for them. But it is not as easy as in Europe and international. It's not like we have 5 big chains. We have the Hilton, Marriott, and the Wyndham, and it's done. You need all over the world a lot of independent chains, a lot of family hotels, management companies. And if people are listening also in the travel, it takes time to get the relation going, have trust, and that takes time. So yes, it would be easy to advertise on a platform like that, but then you need the seamless bookings journey. And that bookings journey also takes a lot of time to get it right. How many companies do you know has a good user experience? I say that only a few. There's Expedia, Ctrip, Booking, Hotel Planner, and then, I don't know. And that's a problem, even with hotel chains. Okay, loyalty, not login, blah blah blah, all these difficult things. It's not as easy. And
but let me change my question then. I understand what you said, but when they have this platform, the OTS will be there. The competition will be tougher. It's not the branding, but also will promote from several platforms. What do you think? Will they concentrate on more dynamic packaging? As you said, for example, Expedia is investing a lot in this area. How do you think about the future of dynamic packaging and prepackaged dynamic tours in this wise?
Yeah, I think it will start now. It was hard. Expedia had a big problem, problem because Expedia was known of flights in the beginning, and later they added hotels, they added tours, etc. I even was part of the company eBookers, and we try to do this. It is hard because mostly, as even travel agents are listening, mostly one package or you have choice of 3-4 hotels. That's okay. But if people really want to have the choice of everything and putting everything together, that's hard. But I think what we saw the last 8 years that people are really booking individual because they went to EasyJet and then they went to whatever tickets for the tours and they went to the hotel website, did everything separately because the best prices were there. And they also didn't want to have this package because they were then molded into or steered into the way from this is the only package you're going to get. But that's an all-inclusive company, who I think still works very well. You know, in Holland we have Corendon, works perfectly. You know, they own everything. So they own the hotels, they own the airplanes, they own the tours. So yeah, then it's really easy to shift around. But if you don't own them, it has to work together. And I think it's now because of the data-driven websites we have, it's more and more easier to do. So I think for the coming years, that will make a big impact. Really packaging, like you saw why Thomas Cook went down, the really pre-prepared packaging, I believe that will be a hard game. It's only for maybe 1 week, go away, I want to have sun on the sea and then go back. That will stay. But really the more bigger packaging, I think will be hard. Like you see what happened with Thomas Cook last year, for instance. And I see a lot of tour operators struggling right now because it took a lot of people to do this and the margin is really low.
It is, yes. The core business of travel agencies is providing value that technology cannot offer by itself. And consulting and experience designing are areas that still travel agencies can grow and earn some revenue. Travel agencies, not OTAs. This is what differentiates travel agencies from OTAs, actually. The challenge here is how to be expert on the destination, how to differentiate your products from rivals, and reliable partners in the destinations. This part still needs so much improvement in the technology, too. What do you suggest to mid-sized travel agencies? What kind of technological investments do you suggest them to do in this way?
No, exactly what it was already in the question is like you don't have existence on whatever company if you don't have a service where somebody wants. You know, I know a lot of successful travel agent companies like Travel Counselor who are very successful even in this crisis because they go personally to the client. I think this time already is again a good chance for the travel agents because people are insecure and they want to know for sure from a human being, so not from a bot or not from somebody, hey, is it safe to go? Is it okay if I go with my family? Can I take my grandma? So that service level is okay. But what you don't have to do anymore as a travel agent is start contracting all these hotels, start calling the hotels. You don't have to because you have enough OTAs or bed banks you can use. And your service level is, hey, I will help that family to make the best trip out of it. But let technologies take care that you don't have to pick up the phone and call the hotel for a good price because it's nonsense. It doesn't have to be a flight ticket. You can just go in, book the flight. Why should you even try to contract your own rates with airlines? It's not, I think it's not, you don't have to. And so we have an enormous amount of travel agents using us because we take care of it. So they want to have, okay, I'll have a group into New York, give me quotes. We give them quotes, they sell it to the client, we take care, the hotel will pay, the travel agent, that's it. We take a referral fee, but everything is arranged. So use companies who are specialized at a certain product. And for hotel planners, we are in groups and the meetings and events. There's some other companies who are really good at individual hotels. The other one very good in resorts. Now, take care that you have that connection with them. And for us, we set up a website for travel agents within 5 minutes. And they can put all the requests down. We take care of it. They get the answer, and they can help their client right away. Because that's what they need to do. How can they serve their own client? And also try to niche yourself. So try to say, okay, what kind of client do I want? What kind of client? Because people forget they have their own data. If you're a travel agent who worked the last 5 years, you knew your best clients for the last 5 years. So concentrate on them to rebook with you or help them again. I see that's the most important thing, I think, for people is that if people feel comfortable, they will not leave you because they had a good experience with you, you took care of them, they will come back. And people don't have a lot of time anymore. But if they say, okay, last time I went to Morocco, perfectly arranged. Now I want to go to Istanbul. I will go to the same travel agent. That's how it works.
Do you think OTA is going to create this kind of packages, pre-packaged dynamic packages need more experience in travel industry? You know, most of the OTAs have more engineers staff than travel agents. In the future,
it's not about engineers. It is about the product. It is the technology could work, but yes, you will see now already what's happening. That Airbnb invested in tours. Tickets from Tickets with a Q. You will have Booking invested in an activity company. Yes, the next day also you see C-Trip. They invested in Skyscanner, or they bought Skyscanner. Yes, because they know also that their clients want to have everything. But still, they buy these companies instead of trying to develop themselves, because it is hard. If for instance, Booking, good example, or even Hotel Planner, we concentrated always on hotels. Hotels. No rental cars, nothing. To be first the best at it. Because this is a completely different ballgame. I also set up Isango. That was a tours activity company out of UK. I raised a lot of money. That was a different game. But also we said, we don't do hotels. We only do tours and activities. And there we want to be the best in. And I believe that the OTAs, what they did the last 20 years, and of course they bought a lot of companies, that they will always say, every team, like Expedia, good example, Expedia bought hotels.com, Expedia bought Kayak, or did I say that right?
Get your guide. They bought an activity company.
Independent.
No.
But they really try to. They bought a Meta. Trivago, because Priceline bought Kayak, that was it. So they try to be in every field. And also, why they did this for OTAs, for instance, because they had such a good conversion that they need more traffic. And even Google was not good, not enough for them to have enough traffic. So that's why they, of course, buy this company. But to combine that all, that's what Glenn Vogel of Booking Holding, that's his challenge the coming 5 years. Can I combine rental cars, tours activities, hotels, even apartments, everything together to you?
Will it be possible in the future? Do you think Booking.com will may sell flights and activities maybe in the future?
Yeah, they're doing it already, but separately. And I think
in one platform.
Yeah, I think, and that's what I believe about. Be one big travel app. There will be a couple of travel apps lately. Because how many apps do you have on your phone and you're really using? I use only a couple of them. My own or our own, TripAdvisor, Booking, Expedia. That's it, and the rest I never use.
In this timing, I would like to learn your ideas about the physical offices, the future of physical offices. What do you think about them?
Depends really in which country you are, because it is all depending on the adaptation of people of the internet. There was a big growth, of course, everywhere. The US first, later on UK. UK still has a lot of travel agents. We call it street agents. For instance, Holland, Belgium is very different. Belgium still has a lot of travel agents on the street. So shops, Holland less. I think it's still important, especially also because I call them the silver servers. There's older people who take their grandchildren to families, and sometimes they don't want to be on the phone. They want to go straight to the shop. But I think it can be both. I think the future will be that even if you have a shop, they also can work for your online product. So it's not only that they have to wait for people walking in, but let them also be a call center if people calling, or that they work on the product. So that combination is done, because the funny thing is also about, look at other industries. We have like companies who are selling televisions, computers, everything. They're opening now physical shops as a service center or to explain the product. But saying that in China, it's still offline. There are, for C-Trip, they have 10,000 shops on the street. Russia, I know, and this also has to do with payment. Can people pay by credit card? Can people pay by bank transfer? Or do you have to go to the postal office? So it depends a little bit on which country. But they will stick around, reselling to shops everywhere. But depends a little bit on which country you are. Yeah. But you have to also make it not only put people there and wait that somebody walks in.
Yeah, what we did in Japan. We have 300 shops in Japan actually. Still, shops are big demanding, and just 20% of sales are from online. Yeah. But the last 5 years, we started to concentrated on team-based offices, like Hawaii selling office, like Bali selling office, or the office itself has the staff who have been to Hawaii and give the client the best information available. Those offices are really doing well. So maybe the things may change to that, as you said, niche, concentrating on the segmentation is going to be the key for the offices.
That's exactly okay. That's exactly also with the company I'm with now, with Hotel Planner. We call them hotel planners. They're specialized on one area. They know everything about, for instance, the Netherlands. They know everything about UK, and that gives the clients confidence. They know somebody knows or have been there and visited. Because yes, also the last years, the fake news. Everybody says something. I'm the greatest one. Blah blah blah. Yeah. No, and also advise them better. So I think, yes, this is one of the most important thing is that people want to be confident, because especially what you're saying, if you go to Hawaii, in one lifetime you do that. So you want to have the best experience. So people will ask, and younger people are more used to, okay, I see reviews and they go check them. They look like-minded people. But if we see really where the money is, and we did the 45, 50 plus a year old people, they spend a lot of money. They want to be more secure about, okay, what can I do? And even what I say, from Indian people, Japanese people, they pre-plan everything. Even the US, they say, or the Chinese people, they say, okay, I have 10 days to do Europe. That's it. So everything has to go out of that one. So not a lot of people take the time to plan themselves. So they want to say, okay, I call it travel agent or visit the travel agents, and they will have to say, okay, this is what you can do in 10 days, and it's maximizing your travel.
You're right. So my last question is going to be, everybody maybe wants me to ask this. I don't like to, but let me ask it.
Don't ask it. Don't ask it.
But people are wondering about after COVID-19. Yeah. So what do you expect? How will it change the industry? What are your suggestions, especially to mid-sized travel companies?
One thing is that it's very important that you give the right information now to your clients. Is a hotel COVID ready? Can I go there and stay there? And what is closed? Of course, I think the swimming pools probably will be closed, or the big suites will be closed. Sometimes restaurants. So the most important thing is to really be informed about what is happening with your product you're selling to your customer. So information. Secondly, people will be closer to home. And why? Because they are afraid of a lockdown, so they cannot go back. As happened, of course, the last weeks, that people are staying, for instance, on island. They had to stay there. Morocco was a good example. I think people had to stay there for another 7 weeks before they could go back. So people will want to be sure that they can go home if something happens. Is the hospital okay? Is a doctor around? Do I need to be in quarantine? So a lot of things will happen now. People can start testing. So the thing is, yes, travel will change massively for the coming time. Still, is a vaccine. If a vaccine, probably things are changing, but I expect that big groups are not happening. So I will concentrate on individual travel, on families who stayed in for the last 8-9 weeks. I will not concentrate on the big cities, because the big cities are mostly something happens, so I will go to second-tier cities, smaller cities, mountains, lakes, all these kind of outdoor activities and hotels. That I would concentrate on for the coming time, because people are there, they can have the social distances and is safe. So that's my advice for the coming time. Till, of course, things are changing, and I think international travel will be very low the coming months. So I don't expect anything till September that really international travel, I mean, and people outside of Europe going into Europe. I think there is good news that, for instance, for Holland and Turkey, the opening the borders. So there will be a chance again, because a lot of Dutch people, as you know, every year go to Turkey. So I will concentrate on that one. Even also, I saw that Greece is opening for Holland. So really look at, and this will only happen, I think, in half of June, really last minute. People will book for July, August, still to have a holiday. And also try to see, okay, what's happened after that? You know, we have an autumn holiday. Also concentrate on people who travel with two people. They will travel when the holiday season for families is over. So concentrate on that one. But inform them the right way, that they know it's safe, it's good. And the most important thing now is have a flexible cancellation policy. Because that people know, hey, if something happens again, I'm getting my money back. Or what we do as hotel planner, for instance, we pay people a 10% extra if they are willing to rebook or get a voucher from us. So they don't get 1,000 euros from us, they get 1,100 euros for us. Because I don't want to lose the booking. I want that they spend it again. And then they're happy. So that's why we did 37% of rebooking. And I think it will be a strange time for the coming time, especially because, of course, especially when people have to fly in, the airlines, the airports, they are still adapting now what to do exactly. I see some, of course, action now. You know, you can fly to Sweden, you can fly to Switzerland, you can fly to Portugal from here. But still, and concentrate on, very hard to say, but I think concentrate on the young people, because up to 50, they are not as vulnerable till now for the virus. So concentrate on them to say, okay, it's safe. But I think that's all my advice I can give.
Thank you very much. You give us very good clues about how to segmentate after Corona issues. And thank you very much for today. And would you like to say something else for the audience?
I say stay safe, stay healthy. Cash is king, so don't spend now your marketing dollars right now, but wait a little bit. And exactly segmentate. So and also try to, if you're really depending on something and didn't work, change a little bit your business model, and concentrate on your neighbor countries. So people are close to you, where so that's it. And stay and also do business with us. That's what.
Okay, meetings.com.
So I expect like an enormous amount of emails this afternoon.
For sure. I hope everybody know much better about your new company. And now we learned that segmentation the product well and concentrating on what you are good at is the key for the future.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Bye-bye.